So we knew this day was coming, but things have moved quicker than we thought they would, and our run of shows at Hippodrome ends on July the 12th with Tom Grennan. New Slang is and always will be an indie club night, so if New Slang's ever meant anything to you over the years, then I hope to see you on July the 12th to say our last goodbye to this crazy place at Hippodrome before we start on our new adventure. There'll be a transition period while we're sorting ourselves out in our new space. In that time, some of our shows will go to the Rose, some will go to All Saints Church, and some have been shifted to later in the year. But our long-term solution going forward is here. The physical space in this building is excellent. The sight lines, probably the biggest issue at the Hippodrome, are brilliant. The capacity is comparable to what we had. It's just that everyone can see the stage. The backstage facilities are better. It's right next to Kingston station, and we have the ability to do all ages shows. The space is Pryzm. Now, we do know this might come as a shock to some. It has a reputation, but so did the Works when we started doing stuff there, and so did McCluskey's when we first moved New Slang. Those venues have since housed shows from Bastille, Bring Me the Horizon, Vampire Weekend, or Friendly Fires, Catfish, and the 1975. On Thursdays, the venue is currently closed, so it's not like Pryzm has a regular crowd here already. It'll be our night of music fans in what will turn into a music venue. Of all the people we spoke to about changing where we put on our live shows, Pryzm were the most willing to make it work, and we're happy to be here. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is this whole site is part of a multi-million-pound redo which will make the gig space everything we've wanted and more. The bad news is, best case, this is next year. So in the short term, we've got to work out what we're going to do about staging, lighting, parking, how we load in, and how we pay for it all. But I'm confident that even in the short term, the viewing area, the sound, and the actual gigs we have here are going to be as good as we've ever had, if not better. However, it takes time to change the licensing conditions of the venue, and we, as Banquet, aren't the applicant, so we can't speed it up. The thing that matters to you, the customer, is that on any of the 18+ shows, it's strictly no photo ID, no entry. It doesn't matter if you're a regular and we know you. It doesn't matter if your driving licence is just getting renewed. It doesn't matter if your granny doesn't have ID to see your 100th ever gig. Your granny isn't getting in without photo ID, and nor are you. That's nothing we can do about that right now, but we hope it will change in time. We started New Slang by plugging Frank Turner's guitar lead into a DJ booth mixer, something like this one. That was 12 years ago, and while I've never stopped having fun doing New Slang, we're not the amateurs we once were. We have the professionalism and expertise to make this work, so please trust us to do that. We've got some great shows lined up in August, and I hope to see you at one of those, if not later in the year. So that's the latest development on New Slang and of the bigger shows that we put on in Kingston. Follow Banquet Records and New Slang on Facebook and Twitter to find out the updates, and we'll keep putting on some of the biggest and best bands from the UK and further afield in our town of Kingston. Thanks very much for watching, and see you at a show.